What's going on, guys? Grandpa's Treasure Shop here, back again with another deck profile. Today we're going to be covering Grandpa Muto's modern day Exodia deck, if the anime were still around. Some of this is partially taken from the scripted duel at Nationals, but the rest is just cards that make sense. Of course, we got the start, Exodia the Forbidden One. Grandpa Muto's deck is pretty nostalgic in regards to Exodia. And yeah, you know, a lot of people absolutely love this powerhouse, and every time they release new support for Exodia, Yu-Gi-Oh players go crazy. They love it. But then we have some of the newer cards: Shield of the Millennium Dynasty, Sengenjin, I don't know how to say his name, but these cards are all really cool. So all these cards are relatively new, and they just make sense for the Exodia deck. Then we got the Talons guy, Golem that guards the Millennium Treasures. It was really cool seeing all these cards in action at Nationals on the scripted duel. He probably, in theory, would play Exodia the Legendary Defender and the Legendary Exodia Incarnate. But then, of course, Gargoyle. Yeah, self-explanatory. The only card that I opted to play a 2-of in a kind of an anime format with all 1-ofs is Wenju Temple. So this just makes sense. But then, of course, we can play a 1-of Terraforming. This is almost just assumed, in my opinion, for modern day anime format. It just makes sense. But yes, and then of course the Millennium Ankh, Gold Sarcophagus, and I feel like these cards just make sense. But of course, Obliterate Blaze. This is all just pretty standard. Gold Sarc, I feel like just synergizes, you know, with Exodia, and it just makes sense for Grandpa Muto to have it. Then we have some of the pot cards. Of course, I think Extravagance was played in the Nationals one. Prosperity can be a little conflicting since we play more draw cards like Pot of Greed. This deck is all like 1-ofs predominantly, so you know, power cards like Pot of Greed just make sense. It's not overly broken in this format. I mean, it's Pot of Greed, come on, but Prosperity just goes well with the Exodia cards, but they kind of just balance out this kind of format, so there's not just a lot of dead turns. Scripted Duel, he also played the Dark Eruption. Yeah, this card just kind of makes sense in a way. But then to go into a Dark Factory of Mass Production, and then of course just maybe like an Upstart Goblin. I feel like Grandpa Muto, given he's playing Exodia, would play these cards. He already played Dark Eruption, so it just makes sense. He did play a lot of the forbidden cards, such as Forbidden Scripture. He did play Droplet in the scripted duel as well. So we're just going to add all the forbidden cards because it just makes sense. It seems to be a theme for Grandpa Muto. And then last but not least for that, you know, of course he probably did, if I remember, play Chalice. And then Graceful Charity is just a given for anybody from the anime, really. And then the real card of Sanctity. Now this card kind of makes this anime kind of format a little fun. I feel like it just makes it to where it's just not so slow paced. You know, you can actually have some good interactions. But then he does play a lot of the Solemn cards. This seems to be a theme for Grandpa Muto. So we're gonna just throw all these Solemn cards in there. To me, this just makes a lot of sense for a 1-of 40 card deck. But then we can't forget the all-powerful Solemn Judgment. Grandpa Muto, this card just makes sense as well. Silhouette Trick. And then we have Obliterate. These all just kind of make a lot of sense to me. I'm just trying my best to replicate what his deck would be. Exod Fires of Rage, another Exodia support card. Pretty sure he did play this in a scripted duel. Backup Soldier just makes sense if you ask me. But now that is his 40 card main deck. Extra deck, I would say he probably plays 3-ofs of everything. But if I'm being honest, all these cards just make sense. Silhouette Rabbit is widely played in the modern meta version of this deck, so I feel like he would play 3 of that, 3 of this. This is just like an illusion card, so to me this just makes sense, whether it be Grandpa Moto's deck or Little Yugi's deck. To me it just makes sense. But yeah, that's really all I got for this profile. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Really appreciate it if you like, comment, subscribe. Trying to work towards buying my own card shop so I can provide a good community for, you know, a lot of players like yourself, and, you know, be able to have all the cards that people would need, and, you know, try to contribute to the community. Thank you for watching. This is Grandpa's Treasure Shop reporting out.